You know, I just think it's funny how, and it was not funny, that you can like somebody and it's like chasing your own shadow. That motherfucker is just always running away from you. And I'm gonna specify when you like them and they don't like you back. Because usually when two people like each other, things come together pretty smoothly. It's that oh so common story of the big flappers with beaks and the little flappers with stingers. Usually they come together pretty smoothly. Usually. Unless you want to hold on to your options. You think that eating one meal every day is boring. You want to bite out of this pot and a plate out of that pot. Maybe you like a buffet. I don't blame you. Between you and me though, I'm gonna find the way to take all my favorite meals and combine them into an 11-course dinner and eat that every day. Eat that every day.
He's a freaky ass nigga!
For the rest of my life, allegedly in holy matrimony. I mean shit, I already ate protein, carbs, and veggies every day for multiple years straight. Let me deplore you a tale or a few of, again, how I chased one or a few girls in my younger years. But unfortunately, they did not like me. So instead of running full speed at each other and fusing foreheads, these are the equivalent of chasing your own shadow while also walking up a hill, pushing a boulder. Then after a certain point, the ball's shadow and your shadow start running that way while the ball chases you down the hill this way while saying,
"But we friends though."
You right.
I was always in some little girl's face like, oh, madam, please, madam, could you spare a crumb of coochie? Perhaps a crumb of your love, my darling. Are you showering without me? So I became completely devoted to that woman for about 2 to 3 months before she crushed my face in by saying, but we friends though. And so moved on to another crush who then smashed my face in with brass knuckles when she inevitably said something to the effect of,
we friends though.
The friend zone does not exist. Kind of, sort of. It's like it exists if you let it. Now, I don't like or understand why this fact came into my life so late, because the friend zone only really exists if you're thinking with your bottom head and not your top head. Because if you're using your top head, even if you like this person so much, you're gonna cut your losses. But if you're not using your top head, that's when you start the tomfoolery. If that's the case, good luck, Charlie. People make dumb decisions and dumber decisions all in pursuit of, yes, that person that you already find mentally and physically attractive for a relationship, but also in the pursuit of some buns. Not conducive. The friend zone exists only if you don't have the nuts to cut your losses and you keep chasing. And as we know,
because chasing, you not chase. Because does it sound like this guy is kind of chasing a little bit? Just a tiny bit.
Now, if I may be semi-graphic in nature, which I may because this is my channel, rarely if ever is the pink pocket between the legs the best thing about a woman. Ladies, rarely if ever is the digging stick enough to fill up that void in your soul that exists beyond the surface. Now, it may be up there in terms of importance or enjoyment, like, damn, I'm tossing her chalupa and she's liking it. He's scared of this pussy. He's scared. But if that's all you want, hey man, go do you. Understandable. But imagine doing this for like 3 months to a year after she already said,
Tell you what, we friends though. Are you serious?
Like, that don't make sense. Please make it. The choice is completely up to you and may the odds be ever in your favor. But will you allow yourself to be friend zoned by someone you want to have many rounds of applause with? Or would you rather let the universal magic and math connect you with the person who sees your value as is? Because if you're friend zone, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting out that motherfucker. And that also means that the value exchange is unequal, unequal. You see more value in them than they see in you, or vice versa.
Yes, I do.
Cut your losses. They find value in your presence, not to date, but for attention and giving the outside an impression of I'm highly sought after.
Best friend? You never How long are you gonna keep leading him on like this?
Cut your losses. Number 3 is you don't value yourself, and that's why you're in the friend zone.
You have no skills and you're a loser.
Why are you, a Pokemon card salesman, trying to sell Pokemon cards at a Yu-Gi-Oh convention? You're pushing a boulder up a hill until she inevitably reels you in and makes you think you have a chance until she says something along the lines of, but we friends though. Shit, I got curved by Zendaya in person and went right back to watching her the next day. And I was like, well, maybe if I just somehow see her again, she'll go for me. When at the time, I was going for a TV star when I could have just gone for the girl that I mutually liked who liked me, who's now about to graduate Harvard.
Step back one-legged. What kind of shot is that? Have you ever shot that shot?
Tell me how that worked. Make dollars because it's not making sense anymore.
Do you work on that shot?
For every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every 10 I've pulled, there is also a 10 that has turned me down. Let me deplore you a tale or Few. Ah, shit. So if you watch the past 2 rejection videos, you know middle school, grade 6, crushed. 7th grade, crushed twice. 8th grade, crushed twice. Then the second one almost got me jumped on the first semester of high school. 9th grade, decent but scared of the pussy. 10th grade, decent but crushed. 11th grade, exemplary and meritorious but crushed. 12th grade, in the middle of a pandemic, crushed still. Helped me land my first job, show me your titties, and I was too scared to kiss her. Crushed.
Somebody tell me how he did it!
My issue that entire time frame was trying to play the long game when I should have just been upfront in the first place. Like, now it's easy to be upfront because we're all adults here. It's like either we're bumping, we're dating, or we're friends. But college, I was literally either getting shitted on by women with options, getting played, or seeing somebody every day for a semester and being like, today's the day. Before perambulating right by them with my mouth sewn shut and being like, nah, tomorrow's the day. And there was right before college when I got played during COVID, a pandemic when I couldn't see anybody in person and had online school. Make it make dollars because it's not making sense anymore. Getting played during pandemic is crazy, bro. And while getting turned down by all my friends in the background, she was turning me down too. I ain't gonna bullshit. I had absolutely zero pull factor until college. This has been established. Make it make checks and balances, cause it's not even making dollars anymore. It's like I was high key in the friend zone, but I at least thought there was some chance and she gave some kind of vibe that she liked me. And then all this time, she would inevitably say to me, she says, but we friends though.
Loser! You're a loser!
Make it make savings accounts because it's not checking or balancing anything. Actually make it make high delta out of the money calls because it's not making cents, dollars, checks and balances, high yield savings accounts, or dividends. I need an extreme upswing in stock activity to break even on my investment. And we know how that went. I could not find the whole below average at best. And like my shadow, she ran her ass away. Skedaddles away from me, she definitely did. I was getting my shit cooked, brother.
Somebody tell me how he did it!
That was during freshman year of college, and a week after this unfortunate event, I met who would eventually become my first real girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend gave her number to a guy 23 days into us dating. Help! Under the premise of they played Uno at work. And I found out after sending this text. Help! I should have blocked her then, but she seemed very off-put by the fact that it went down this way. When he asked to play Uno this time, instead of playing with the cards, he gave her his number. Now I might have been green, but game recognizes game. You do this so the woman has to text you first. She had to text him first and she did. And when he started flirting, instead of saying she was uninterested and that she had a boyfriend, she texted me and asked, what do she say? And I says to her, tell him that you're uninterested and that you have a boyfriend. She continued the conversation and said, can we play Uno now? I was told 2 months ago that you can't play Uno on iMessage unless it's a group of 3 or more people. Help me! And we stayed together. Oh my God.
You have a history of mental illness, yes.
I was a sucker, more so a simp. And simping ain't pimping. Make it make 5,000 plus parlays because my stock position tanked itself. Prior to this function that we had in my room, I mentioned in the last video my first college party, where a random invite turned into me getting dunked on by Wembenyama. As we approached this door, I could hear the music bumping, the bass was shaking the nameplate. It was just like the movies. And as we opened the door, the lights are low and the vibes are high. There is much pain in the world, but not in this room. For now. I locked eyes with this girl from across the room and she smiled at me, and it made my heart flutter because she was so pretty, it scared me. So I sit on the couch and she sits on the couch. I scoot away and she scoots closer and pushes her entire body on me. And I can't scoot away again because I'm pinned between this 12 out of 10 and the arm of the couch. So we start speaking and it's going good until my voice cracks. And she says to me, are you nervous?
Yo, why is you playing at me, yo?
We keep talking for a little bit and in walks Wembenyama. This 6'4" dark-skinned dude with a shiny ass chain and drip, no glaze, just facts. And I'm like, I'm cooked. He sits down next to her and pulls the conversation. This girl forgets I exist. 5 minutes later, they're hugging and kissing, and 30 seconds after that, they fell onto me. So while 5 minutes and 29 seconds earlier, my mentality was, I was here first, I'm not moving, I decided to make a business decision to save my sanity and got up, took 3 shots, and walked out the door.
I'm getting cooked.
Then there was this girl named after a soda who asked me to teach her how to skateboard. I'm like, yeah, I put the arm in the small of her back. Yeah, boy. Gave a 4-minute lesson. She asked for my number. I give it to her. And then she said, we should link in her room. In response to that, I asked, what do you like from Chipotle? Because I was going to Chipotle and wanted a conversation while I was walking over there. She ghosted me while living in the building next door. And anytime, oh my God, turned around full 180, full about face. This happened anytime she see me, multiple times by the way. And not once did she interact with me after this, what we'll call the Chipotle incident. And then after I ignored her, instead of making eye contact, she tried to wave at me. Then there was this girl who, if you ask my family, was my type, which I don't have a type, just to find ones, but this light-skinned girl. This light-skinned girl. So there was this light-skinned girl. There was this light-skinned girl with curly hair and glasses in my microeconomics class. I swear I don't have a type, but if you consult the last 2 rejections videos, you will see a pattern. But she looked back, and when she looked back, she never looked at me like I was an ugly sack of shit circa 2013, 2003 to 2017. So when it came time for midterms and finals, she says to me, she asked of me, do you want to study together? A couple days later, we're about to study, and I'm like, damn, if you want to study, let's go to the common area. And she says to me, no, let's go to your room. If she wanted to go past studying, it was not happening in my room. The first thing she says to me, is, wow, is this your roommate? After seeing a picture of my roommate, who she fucking hates. And I don't know the backstory, but my roommate hated her too. And then that roommate came into the room 20 minutes later. So while in my head, I was like, haha, ain't gonna be no studying. We studied for 2 hours while my roommates were there. Haha, it was only studying. We both passed the test, by the way, in case you were wondering. Also, her very gorgeous dark-skinned friend, who looked like Fatima Diame with glasses, shared a wall with me. So I also had her number, and we were supposed to go eat breakfast on the last day of the semester, and I overslept.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I didn't want her to think I was ghosting her, and I was embarrassed to tell her that I overslept, so I just didn't text her again, which is effectively the same thing as ghosting her. It is ghosting.
I'm kind of retarded.
There's the Indian girl who asked me to teach her how to do calisthenics and asked for my number. Actually, she gave me her number, and I just didn't text her.
What are you aiming at?
Like, bro, how did I do that the first week of high school, the first week of college, and the first gym girl that ever talked to me? Make it make something, because I'm tired of making these fucking references.
What are you aiming at?
Like, bro, I was just being a bum ass nigga. That shit gets me tight every single time, bro. Like, I even went to the gym with this girl from high school, this witch from high school, and I heard 2 girls dead say to each other, he don't even know what to do with that. I was even getting my shit cooked by bystanders, bro. And that's not even everything, because I'm sure I forgot some stuff. But if I put everything in here, it wouldn't be as fun, right? Come back for part 4 or 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll see what happens.
Do you hear me?